4 of 6! 4 of 6! I just want to celebrate another game they're winning. I just want to celebrate. Sens win 4-1 over the Carolina Hurricanes. How are the young guys now? I finally did it! I scored again! Quit taking penalties! The Sens are gonna blow this game. Way to tie up the stick in front. Not. Well done. Just well done. You better believe we're gonna be having a penalty chat at the end of this one. What a time to be alive! What a long and brutal season that was. This team, man! Exactly 3 weeks ago today, I was sitting in this very seat screaming about how garbage this team was after they just got throttled by Arizona. Since then, they're 4-5. And for the first time since the end of March, they've won 2 games in a row. Now, all this winning admittedly has me a little conflicted. On the one hand, I love seeing Ottawa win, but on the other, they're winning and they're probably not going to make the playoffs. So is it worth it? A few years ago, Ottawa went on a late season run and it cost them Gabe Landeskog. A few years later, they go on another late season run and it costs them Connor McDavid. With Alexis Lafreniere looking the way he does and stars going to other teams over the last few years, it's kind of like maybe we would be better off losing and letting Lafreniere fall into our lap. The thing is, right now Ottawa's 5th last, and with 1 win, they can move to 8th last. And with the exception of Chicago, New Jersey, and the Rangers, Ottawa has games in hand on all of those teams. I know it's still early in the season, but at this point, with Ottawa having to fall behind so many teams with games in hand on most of them, it doesn't look likely that they're going to finish last. So maybe it's time we just enjoy the winning. And the truth is, I am, but at the end of the day, I don't even care if Ottawa wins or loses necessarily. What I want is to see a team actually make an effort. That game against Arizona, there was no effort, and that's why I was most frustrated. Last Saturday they lost to the Bruins, but it was close, so I could live with that. So as long as the games remain close, win or lose, I'll stay happy. And with Ottawa having 2 lottery tickets this year, the odds of them getting the first overall pick are that much better anyway. Just don't fall off a cliff and forget how to play. As always though, let's kick things off with lineup changes. After a win over the Los Angeles Kings on Thursday, the Sens made just a single change to their lineup as Artem Anisimov went down with an injury and was placed on injured reserve. And with him out of the lineup, Colin White was ready to return to the lineup and he drew back in. And it's not like White was barely able to return to the lineup either. He picked up 2 assists in a warm-up game in Belleville on Friday night and then came into the lineup Saturday for the Sens and played over 16 minutes. The young Sens center also picked up an assist in the game, but we'll get to that later. So both teams are ready, we head out to puck dropping. Oh yeah, the Hurricanes changed their away jerseys. The owner of the team decided he didn't like their white jerseys and switched to those. Can't say I'm a big fan of that, but okay. Despite the Sens coming into the contest playing against the Eastern Conference runners-up from last season, they're not intimidated, come out flying in the first period, nearly score a goal 5 seconds in, and get themselves an early power play. Of course, they then give up a breakaway less than a minute later, take a penalty, and wipe out their power play. Then a few minutes later we get a Namestnikov and Dzingel fight? Never thought I'd be saying that. That goes right after Svechnikov went out of his way to poke at a covered puck on Nilsson. So yeah, somebody had to answer for that. Poking the puck when it's covered is the easiest way to get yourself punched in the face. I'll be honest, if I'm refereeing a game and you poke at a puck that's covered by the goalie and someone punches you in the face, you're probably the only one getting a penalty, and at the very least, your team is still going to be shorthanded unless something crazy happens after that. My theory is, you don't want to be punched in the face, maybe don't smack at the goalie. You've got to give Dzingel some credit. He's not a fighter, and he at least answered the bell for one of his young teammates. But on the other side of the coin, if I'm Dzingel, I'm furious with Svechnikov. You did something you knew was going to cause an issue, and then made me stand up for it. Regardless, That seemed to give the Sens the momentum, and they absolutely took over the period after that. With just over 10 minutes left in the period, Beaudoin picks up the puck at the Sens blue line. He fires a pass up the ice to Davidson. Davidson and Chalapik race in 2-on-1. Davidson fires a shot on goal. James Reimer makes the save. Chalapik picks up the rebound. He bangs one in, and the Sens lead 1-0. And the Sens young line comes through early. Let's go! Beaudoin for forcing the turnover. Davidson for the old shot pass. Chalapik for going to the net. What a great sequence by three of Ottawa's youngest players. And ironically enough, the goal was Chalapik's first of the season, but also the first point of the NHL careers of both Beaudoin and Davidson. Usually if you get your first NHL point, you get a puck. And if you share your first NHL point with a goal scorer, the goal scorer gets the puck. But this was 2 assists. So the Sens get the puck on the bench, and the equipment manager's standing there going, who do I give it to? And then the genius goes, I have an idea. Here you go. Half a puck for you, half a puck for you, and everybody's happy. Seriously though, does anybody have any idea how you handle this one? Is it really the old half a puck gag? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm only joking when I do this. But what do they actually do in this situation? If you know, let me know down below. Oh, and if you're ever interested in what the inside of a puck looks like, it's kind of layered. Not sure if you can see that. Just a second, I'll zoom in and give you a better look. Look at that. There's like a nice bunch of layers in that puck. I'm really not sure how that happens. It must have something to do when they vulcanize the rubber. But kind of cool. So there you have it. They each get half a puck. We now know what the inside of a puck looks like. And the Sens have a 1-0 lead. The Sens nearly score again a minute later as Tkachuk and Duclair race in 2-on-1, but James Reimer makes an unbelievable right pad save on Duclair to keep the score 1-0. And I'm talking unbelievable. Puck was about that far from going in the net. Fortunately, the Sens keep coming, and they're rewarded a few minutes later. With 3:14 left in the first period, Colin White races up the ice. He leaves the puck inside the blue line for Tyler Ennis. He fires a shot on goal. It hits Nemesnikov in front, beats James Reimer, and it's 2-0 Ottawa. What an excellent rush up the ice by White. And what a subtle little drop pass.
Hey! There's another goal!
There's no way! They haven't even dropped the puck yet!
Well, regardless of what you think, they've dropped the puck, and there's another goal!
Come on! You can't even let me finish before you give me the bad news?
It was the Sens that scored, not the Hurricanes!
Yeah, baby! I haven't even got my life together and the Sens have already scored again. I mean, even Sportsnet wasn't ready for that. They're in the middle of a highlight of the last goal. They have to cut away from it just in time to see Ottawa score again. With all this craziness going on, let's take a step back for a minute and let's look at the second goal for a second. So like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. What an excellent little rush by Colin White, and what a clever little drop pass to Tyler Ennis. Of course, like I always say, you've got to give Ennis credit for putting the puck to the net, and then again for Nemesnikov for going to the net. That goal doesn't happen if the puck doesn't go to the net, and it definitely doesn't happen if Nemesnikov's not there, because it can't bounce off him and go in the net. This goal was all started with the rush of the puck of Colin White, though. He brought the puck all the way up the ice, forced the Carolina defenders to back into their own zone. That allowed the Sens to get the zone and create the offensive chance. It's nice having White back in the fold, and hopefully whatever was laboring him earlier in the season is now behind him, and he can start building off last season's play. And like I said, before Sportsnet is even ready for the game to continue, Nick Paul hits Pajot streaking down the wing untouched. He fires the wrister by James Reimer, and 4 seconds after Nemesnikov makes it 2-0, Jean-Gabriel Pajot makes it 3-0 Sens. And for the 5th time in the last 4 games, Pajot, 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 Pajot. As for the goal itself though, there's not a whole lot you can say. What an excellent shot by Pajot, but the Hurricanes were just asleep. What an embarrassing goal for the Hurricanes to give up. Right after you give up a goal to go down 2-0, you fall asleep, and 4 seconds later, allow the Sens to score again to make it 3-0, giving the Sens their fastest goal in franchise history and the 5th fastest goal in NHL history. In 4 seconds, you went from being down 1-0 to being down 3-0. That's a huge soul-crushing goal for the Sens. Now the key is to get to the first intermission with at least that 3-0 lead still intact. Thanks to Anders Nilsson, who made an unbelievable right-toe save on Warren Foegele with time expiring in the first period, the Sens were able to do that, take a 3-0 lead into period 2. Unfortunately, halfway through the period, the Sens take a penalty and the Hurricanes take advantage. Svechnikov gets the puck at the point, he fires a wrist shot by Nilsson, and it's 3-1 Sens. You know, this goal really wasn't all that bad for the Sens, which is saying something considering most of the goals they give up are terrible. But this one was kind of just like a power play goal that you would expect to go in. DeMello goes out to play his man, and Svechnikov wisely uses DeMello as a screen and fires a shot by Nilsson. The Sens did a good job of boxing out and letting Nilsson see the puck, but DeMello had to go play Svechnikov, and when he did, that was the screen Svechnikov needed to beat Nilsson. If DeMello doesn't go out to at least front Svechnikov, Svechnikov can move in and get an even better shot at Nilsson. Sometimes you're just bound to give up power play goals, and that's kind of how this one felt. Fortunately for the Sens, it doesn't get any worse, and we head to the third period with Ottawa still in front 3-1. The Sens then do a pretty good job of keeping the Hurricanes at bay for most of the period, and late in the third period, the Sens put the game away. Tkachuk chips the puck off the boards to Duclair, he races into the Hurricane zone, feeds Tkachuk in the middle, Tkachuk makes a nice little move, Reimer makes a save, the puck bounces off Dougie Hamilton, goes in the net, and the Sens lead 4-1. Tkachuk's on his stomach as the puck goes in, he gets up to his knees, and then starts going like this with the stick between his hands. And as he's on his knees doing this, all I can help think is do 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 do. Please don't copyright that, YouTube. Brady Tkachuk really is a beauty though. I mean, yeah, it was kind of a lucky goal, but I just love the little celly at the end. That Tkachuk goal is the icing on the cake as the Sens hold on from there and pick up a 4-1 win over the Hurricanes. The Sens had a week-long break which ended last Saturday, and they looked good in that game against the Bruins. Since then, they've won 3 of 4. That week-long break is looking like it really helped this team because they're a totally different hockey team since then. Ottawa had 3 wins in their first 11 games, then they got a week-long break, and they've won 3 of 5 since then, and one of those losses was against Boston, in which they played really well and had a chance to win. Life's great to be a Sens fan right now. As always though, let's get into good news, bad news. Ottawa scored 2 goals in 4 seconds last night, and that is the good news. The Sens are usually really good at scoring a goal and then allowing the other team to come back within a minute and tie the game, or at least get rid of the goal that Ottawa just scored. Last night, Ottawa scored a goal, immediately stepped on the throat of their opponents, and scored another one. Now, hindsight being 20/20, and I have no way to prove this, but I 100% believe that that third Sens goal was the killer. You take a 2-0 lead, and the game's pretty safe, but if you score 4 seconds later and make it 3-0, now your lead is that much bigger, and you've really killed any sense of momentum or hope that the other team might have. Is Ottawa capable of blowing a 3-0 lead? Sure, of course they are. But once you get that 3-0 lead, all you need to do from that point on is just kind of manage the game. Just kind of get it home. There's no pressure, no nothing. You give up a goal, fine. Still got a 2-goal lead. All you've got to do is massage the game the rest of the way. Ottawa was able to do that. Then late in the third period, they were able to score again and completely kill any chance the Hurricanes thought they might have had to come back. But really, this all came down to the first period. And it all came down to 2 goals in 4 seconds. And that is the good news. Now, for the bad news. I brought this up many times this season, and it needs to be addressed again. Ottawa's power play was not nearly good enough last night, and that is the bad news. I mean, look at the facts from last night's game. Ottawa had a power play very early in the game and couldn't even make it a minute before giving up a breakaway while on the power play and taking a penalty to kill that power play. That's how the power play started last night, and it never got any better. Ottawa finished the night 0 for 4 on the power play. They only outshot the Hurricanes 5-3 on the power play. The scoring chances were only 2-1 for the Sens. And they were hemmed in their own zone on at least 2 of their 4 power plays. How on earth can you get hemmed in your own zone and let the other team just rag the puck around your zone when you have an extra guy on the ice? Ottawa was very lucky that their power play didn't cause them more issues last night, but I think 2 goals in 4 seconds was a big reason why. Ottawa did a good job at 5-on-5 to generate those goals, but on the power play, they weren't nearly good enough, and that is the bad news. Next up, the Sens wrap up their home-and-home series with the Hurricanes when they visit Carolina on Monday night. Unfortunately for the Sens, they have just 1 win in Carolina since 2015, and they're playing a Hurricanes team who's going to be very angry after last night, so they better come to the rink on Monday night ready to work. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long night. That does it for this video. Hit like if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share it with your friends, and today's question is, what happens with the game puck if 2 players get it on the same goal? Did neither get it, or do we split the puck in half and they each get half? Let me know if you know the answer down below. And we'll see you Monday night when the Sens visit the Carolina Hurricanes.